In a world that never stops moving, philosophy offers us a compass. But not the dusty, abstract philosophy locked in libraries. This is philosophy for the streets, for the workplace, for the quiet moments before dawn. It is Stoicism.
A philosophy forged in the fires of empire, tested by war, and whispered in the solitude of emperors.
Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, names that echo across centuries. They did not write for scholars. They wrote for people like us. People who wake up with worries. Who face obstacles. Who wonder what truly matters.
And their answer begins with death.
Memento Mori. Remember, you will die. Not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Every action could be your last. Every word, your final gift. So why waste time on trivialities?
Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could be good today, but instead you choose tomorrow. Tomorrow is a lie.
Only now is real." And when fate strikes, Stoicism does not resist. Amor Fati. Love your fate. The fire consumes everything, yet turns it into light. What happens is not against you, but for you. The obstacle is the way. When doors close, patience opens. When insults strike, forgiveness rises. You are never stuck, because you always control your response.
The battlefield is not outside, it is within.
You cannot control events, but you can control your mind. Anxiety is not in the world. It is in your perception. Discard it, and you are free. This freedom demands discipline. Strict with yourself, tolerant with others. The rude neighbor, the selfish colleague, they are not enemies. They are opportunities. Opportunities to practice justice, temperance, courage.
The best revenge is not to be like your enemy.
And so, the Stoic begins each day with intention. Marcus rose early, journaling, sharpening his soul. He asked, "Is this essential?" Most things are not. Do fewer things, but do them better. Act not for fame, but for the common good. Because the fruit of life is character. And character is built in the present moment. The present is all we have.
Lose the present, and you lose life itself.
Your soul takes the color of your thoughts. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Seneca called it euthymia, peace of mind. A steady, unruffled mind. Neither elated nor depressed. Confident in its path. But beware the disease of self-dissatisfaction. Restless, fickle, chasing desires, fearing failure.
You cannot escape yourself.
Travel far, change scenery, yet the turmoil follows. The cure is internal, not external. Receive without pride. Let go without attachment. If it is endurable, endure it. Without complaint. And above all, set a consistent goal. Because without it, life scatters. Your life is what your thoughts make it.
This is Stoicism.
Not theory. Not abstraction. A way to live. And it begins now. We need to write. Part 2 of a 3-part script. Use the knowledge base. Memento Mori, Amor Fati. Obstacle is the way, discipline of action. Internal versus external control, T. O rant with others, strict with yourself. Morning routine, ask. Is this essential, act. For common good, present. Is all we have. Soul takes color of thoughts. Seneca's peace of mind, self-dissatisf. Action, cannot escape yourself. Best revenge. Receive without pride, consistent. Goal. Expand dramatically with stories. / case studies. Tone. Captivating, emotional. Dramatic. Insert, drama. Before highly emotional sentences. Each English sentence followed by Vietnamese translation. No. Mark down. 800 words. Part 2 should deepen specific ideas, maybe focus on obstacle is the way. Internal versus external control, morning. Routine, ask is essential. Present moment, and Seneca's peace of mind. Use dramatic examples, e.g. a Roman general facing defeat. A modern entrepreneur. Or Marcus Aurelius himself. Ensure no repetition from part 1, unknown content. But we assume part 1 covered. Intro/basics. Let us write. Memento Mori is not a curse. It is a gift. It strips away the trivial and forces your hand to the real.
Marcus Aurelius sat alone in his tent on the frozen Danube, writing to himself, "You could leave life right now."
Let that determine what you do and say and think. The flame of the oil lamp flickered. He knew the barbarians could overrun his camp by dawn. But that awareness did not paralyze him. It freed him. Because when you accept death as your constant companion, you stop wasting time on what does not matter. Now apply that to your own life. The email you are stressing over. The minor insult from a coworker.
None of it will follow you into the grave.
But Memento Mori alone is not enough. You also need Amor Fati. Love of fate. Not just accept what happens, love it.
Marcus said a fire turns everything into fuel and brightness.
Become that fire. Consider the story of a Roman general whose entire army was ambushed. His legions were surrounded, supply lines cut, and death seemed certain. But he did not curse the enemy or the terrain. He looked at the obstacle, the narrow pass that trapped them, and realized it also protected their flanks.
He used the very thing that blocked his advance to fortify his position.
What stood in the way became the way. That is the discipline of action. Knowledge is useless without execution. Marcus wrote, "You could be good today. But instead you choose tomorrow." The problem is never information. It is inertia. So how do you break that? Start with the morning routine. Marcus rose before dawn. He did not scroll through reports or check messages. He journaled. He asked himself, what am I doing here? What is my purpose? Then he concentrated on one essential task as if it were the last thing he would ever do.
Ask yourself right now, is this essential? Most of what you do and say is not.
Cut it. You will gain the double benefit of doing fewer things better. But here is where most people get stuck. They try to control the uncontrollable. Marcus knew, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Anxiety is not caused by the traffic jam, the lost deal, or the rude comment. It is caused by your judgment of them.
He wrote that he discarded anxiety because he realized it was inside him.
Nothing outside could force him to feel harmed. Now extend that to other people. Be tolerant with others, strict with yourself. You cannot control their behavior. But you can use their frustration as a gym for your virtues. Patience. Forgiveness. Courage. The goal is to master yourself, not judge them. Seneca took this deeper. He called the goal euthymia, a steady, unruffled mind that is pleased with itself and its surroundings, neither elated nor depressed. How? Have consistent goals. Without them, your life ricochets.
Without a consistent goal, you cannot live consistently.
You become a leaf in the wind. He diagnosed the disease of self-dissatisfaction, fickleness, constant changes, inability to endure leisure or solitude. You change jobs, cities, relationships, but you cannot escape yourself.
As Lucretius said, every mortal from himself doth flee. But your burdensome self follows.
The remedy is internal. You stop running. You sit still. You concentrate on the present moment. That is all you ever have. The past is gone. The future is uncertain.
The present is all we have to live in or lose.
Your soul takes the color of your thoughts. If you think of gratitude, your soul glows. If you think of revenge, it darkens.
The best revenge is not to be like your enemy.
Do not descend to their level. You also commit injustice by doing nothing, by failing to act for the common good. Receive without pride. Let go without attachment. If something is endurable, endure it without complaining. If it is not, it will kill you, and then you will have no need to complain. Act for the common good. That is the only fruit of life. Not fame. Not money. Not power. Good character and acts that serve others. That is the measure.
So assemble your life action by action.
Do not say it is not right. Do not say it is not true. Say, I will do this now, as if it were my last. The morning begins with a question, is this essential? Most of what we do, most of what we say, is not. By stripping away the unnecessary, we gain clarity. We gain strength.
Imagine a life where every word, every action, is sharpened to its essence.
Marcus Aurelius believed this discipline was not for personal glory, but for the common good. The fruit of life is good character, and acts that lift humanity forward. When you rise in the morning, you rise not for yourself alone, but for the work of a human being.
To serve.
To contribute. To act for the common good. The present is all we have. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Only now. Every minute wasted is a minute lost forever.
Concentrate every moment on what is in front of you.
Your soul takes the color of your thoughts. If your thoughts are noble, your life becomes noble. If your thoughts are corrupted, your life decays. Seneca called it euthymia, peace of mind. A steady, unruffled mind, neither elated nor depressed. Confidence in your path, not swayed by the divergent tracks of others. But beware the disease of self-dissatisfaction. Fickleness, constant changes of purpose, restless desires.
This is the mind that cannot endure solitude, cannot endure itself.
You cannot escape yourself. Aimless travel, constant distractions, they do not cure inner turmoil. As Lucretius said, every mortal flees from himself. But the remedy is internal, not external. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Do not descend to their level.
Even doing nothing can be injustice, if you fail to act for the common good.
Receive without pride. Let go without attachment. If something is endurable, endure it without complaint. Without a consistent goal, you cannot live consistently. Your life is what your thoughts make it.
So choose wisely.
Choose thoughts that elevate, not degrade. This is the essence of Stoicism. Not escape, but endurance. Not complaint, but acceptance. Not selfishness, but service.
To live each day as if it were your last.
To love fate, even when it burns. To see obstacles not as barriers, but as the way itself. To act, not tomorrow, but today. To master yourself, not others. To ask, always, is this essential? To act for the common good. To live in the present, with a mind at peace.
This is the call.
This is the challenge. This is the way. So rise tomorrow with purpose. Rise with discipline. Rise with courage. Rise with love of fate. And let your soul take the color of noble thoughts.
For the fruit of life is good character, and the legacy of your actions for the common good.
This is Stoicism. This is philosophy for life. Now, the choice is yours.